Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Kim. I'm an online relationship marriage coach, counselor, and I am making this webinar to put it on my website. For those of you who really are in a relationship or married and your relationship marriage is kind of going down the tubes, or maybe it's not, maybe you need a fine tune-up, so to speak, but you see that you want to invest more into your relationship and marriage. And so I want to go through this quick webinar, um, and I'm going to try to do this. I hope it's not awkward. I'm going to share a screen with you. Hold on. Okay. And here we go. Um, we're going to talk about top 10 habits of couples in a healthy relationship. I say this all along with the couples that I'm working with right now, that there is no perfect marriage. There is no perfect relationship. But our goal as we're with someone is to have a healthy relationship, a healthy marriage. And a lot of people think that it's natural. You know, you let your emotions, you know, your heart lead the relationship, but that's the wrong way. I mean, you start your relationship marriage beginning with that, but you cannot last for years or decades with just emotion. You have to start using your mind. Your mindset has to change. So again, there's a lot of bad habits that I have, my wife has, you probably have, your boyfriend or girlfriend or your spouse. Um, and we want to change those habits. We want to replace them with healthy habits so that our relationship and marriage will look and feel good. So I'm going to go through this top 10 with you. You know, it says all healthy relationships share several commonalities. Uh, you know, they have a lot of traits that have been working for years and decades. And I just want to share a few with them today. By adopting these successful relationship habits, you can help to ensure the future of your own relationship. If you want your marriage to last, if you want to be with that person that you're dating or living with, that you want to have a successful relationship, that it continues, you must change your habits. There's no getting around this, okay? And some of these habits are common sense, but here's the thing. Our pride and ego, it forces us not to do that. Because we've been growing up in a certain way, it's worked with us, but the problem is the way that we have been growing up, those habits that we have and are used to, they're with us when we're single. We can't use that same style, those same habits when we're with someone. So our habits need to change. If it doesn't change, after a while, all your relationships will fall into a routine. Not good routines, bad routines. And eventually, you're going to start to see issues in your relationship or marriage. And to the extreme, sometimes those relationships and marriages will end. So here are 10 ways to strengthen your relationship. Number one, make big decisions jointly. So there's a feeling or sense of control over one's life and future is important. This is a mindset that you have to start. Because if you're in a relationship or marriage and you make all the decisions, or you want to make all the decisions, then you take away control from your partner when you make meaningful decisions by yourself. So your mindset, I said earlier, has to change. It cannot be you and me or you and I. It has to be us. Or we have to decide our future together. We have to decide our finances. We have to decide where our kids go to school. We have to decide where we're going to live. Not I'm going to decide or you're going to decide, we're going to decide. Teamwork must be an issue. And if you try to control the other person and say, I'll make all the decisions, you will create a rift between you and that other person. Number 2, make forgiveness a way of life. And this is hard. This is hard for me. And I've been married to my wife for 23 years. Forgiveness must be one of the solid pillars in your relationship or marriage. Because there are plenty of opportunities for forgiveness, right? No one is perfect. We all make mistakes. But in our human nature, it's more likely that we point out the mistakes in other people way before we see the mistakes in us. Let me repeat that again. In our human nature, we're more likely to see mistakes in other people a lot more than we see the mistakes in us. So if you are in a relationship or marriage and you cannot forgive the other person, and you hold a grudge, and that grudge turns into resentment, it becomes super toxic. It slowly eats away at you. And I tell this to couples, if you're not willing to forgive the other person, even if it's infidelity, right? I'm not saying you forgive them right away, instantly, but you start that process, you start that journey of forgiving that other person. Because it's like this example. If you have rotten food and you put it in the refrigerator, that smell, that rotting food, will not just stay around that food, it will spread to the other food in the refrigerator. So you may start, if you hold on to that resentment, that grudge, that anger, that bitterness toward this other person, it doesn't just stay to that one person. It invades your whole essence, and it seeps out, and you start that grudge, that resentment, that bitterness, it comes out toward eventually to other people. And when you start to become a different person, where you're nasty, mean, pessimistic, you push people away. And we don't want that. Third habit, so you can have a healthy relationship or marriage, is share common interests together. Share common interests together. Now, I know that all of us, we have different hobbies and things that we like, but if you're with someone, there should be a couple of things that you enjoy together. So I want us to really take a step back and say, if I don't have these commonalities that we can do together, does that mean that our relationship and marriage is doomed? No. Then what you must do is create these new hobbies. Create something that you guys can enjoy together, because common interests can help to make you closer as a couple. You're building bonds. You're connecting. And here's the thing. When we're in a relationship or marriage and we like different things, if you say that you love that other person and that you're committed to that other person, then you will adapt and change a little. You will adapt and change. If not, then question, do you really love that person? Do you really want to be with that person? Because being in a long-term committed relationship takes sacrifice, compromising some things that you believe and do. So have common interests together. Number 4, practice acceptance. Now, I'm not saying everyone has their flaws, right? Your partner undoubtedly has a few habits and tendencies that get on your nerves. Okay? I've known my wife for 26 years. We've been married for 23 years. There's flaws about her that drive me crazy, but she probably has a longer list from me, that I have a double list of flaws that she can't stand. Now, the hard part is changing our own habits, our bad habits. But when we say we're trying to change the bad habits of that other person, that's not going to go well, because changing someone else's is even more challenging. And so accept your partner as is. Now, I'm not saying if they have a bad habit, like a really bad habit, or their habit is dangerous to them or to others, of course you step in and you help them to change. But don't look at them and say, I'm going to change you because you have all these flaws. Well, when people say that, it assumes that they don't have a lot of flaws, but the other person does. No. Don't try to change them, because the reason why you're attracted to them was maybe some of those flaws that maybe when you were dating, maybe you were first dating them, was attractive. Now that you've been with them for a long time, they start to become a little annoying. But don't change them. Number 5, make your partner feel loved. Right? That's what we want. That's what I want. I want to feel loved. But people are different, like snowflakes. Each person feels loved by different words and actions. You might be working hard to make your partner feel special, but in an ineffective way. Love the other person the way they want to feel loved, not the way that you're comfortable with, not the way that it's easy for you, but love the other person the way they want to be loved. That means you might have to bend over backwards a little to love them the way that they want to be loved. Not because it's comfortable for you, not because it's easy for you, but you love them the way that they want to be loved because you're committed to them. So learn what makes your partner feel loved and make a habit of doing those things. Number 6, enjoy some activities separately. No one can satisfy 100% of your needs. It's not fair to have that expectation. It's two people that are coming together to become one. But you do not lose yourself. Do not lose your identity. Because, for instance, I don't want people to know my wife as Steve's wife. I want them to know her as Jennifer. And there are some unhealthy habits that some couples have where they always have to be together. They always need that other person around them. That's unhealthy. We need to enjoy time out with your coworkers and friends, even family members. We need to be with others. When you're with someone in a long-term committed relationship, don't lose your identity. You are special and unique the way that you are. And you don't want to lose that because you're with someone. So take some time, not all the time. I would say if you want to go hang out with your friends, maybe once or twice a month. But I think you need that time separately so that your bond with each other becomes stronger. Number 7, share a bedtime. And I know that some husbands are like, yeah, share bedtime, meaning that it's important to hit the sheets at the same time several nights each week. Snuggling together at the end of a long day is a great way to bond, even if you go to bed with your partner and then get back up after they've fallen asleep. Naps are another way to shift sleep schedules to coincide with your partner. Scientists have discovered that when you sleep with someone for long period of your life, like if you're married or you're living with someone, you sleep in the same bed, they said that the hearts, they start beating in sync with each other. And some people know that when an elderly couple that have been married for years and years and decades, and one of them passes away, what sometimes happens in 6 months, the spouse dies afterwards. They say they die of a hurting heart or a broken heart. Well, scientifically, it's proving that for years their hearts, because they were sleeping together in the same bed, their hearts were in sync. Now, when one of them is gone, that heart gets confused. It doesn't beat properly. And so try to have the same sleep schedule. Try to go to sleep together, because sometimes it's those right before bed are the best conversations that you'll have with your partner. Communicate openly. And this is a big one. I think every couple that I help out, they all say their number one issue is communication. See, no one should have to guess your feelings, opinions, or complaints. And a lot of people, a lot of couples think, well, I've known them for all these years, they should know what I'm thinking. No. You should tell them what you're thinking. You should tell them what you want. You should tell them what you're feeling. So communication must be important in your relationship. Now, for a majority of us, we're not born as great communicators. We have to practice. We have to practice. So practice communicating with your partner. Be fair and speak up. You'll save yourself and your partner a lot of grief. Number 9, share a vision of the future. And I say to all couples, it's a team. It's a team. You have two people coming together to be one, to be a team. So share a common vision of the future together. Two people working together toward a common goal are more likely to stay together than two people on different paths. Teamwork builds connection. Lives connecting brings you closer to one another. Like my question to you as you're watching this is, have you ever had a conversation with your significant other, your spouse, about the future? Planning and talking about the future, having kids, buying a house, moving somewhere, starting a new business, doing something different? Well, when you start talking about the future and share a common vision, it naturally brings you closer together. And the 10th and the last habit, create a shared vision and work together to accomplish it, is trust rather than distrust. See, without trust, when you don't have a complete picture, do you lean toward trusting or distrusting your partner? Trust must be the other pillar in your relationship or marriage. Trust. Without trust, the relationship will not last. See, distrust that hasn't been earned is like poison to a relationship. Give your partner the benefit of the doubt. They'll appreciate it. You got to trust them. You got to learn to trust. And if it happened in the past that there has been distrust, that they've proven you wrong, then you have to work together to build that trust back again. See, creating a trusting bond that can stand the test of time requires work and an effective set of habits. See, what boggles my mind is when a lot of couples say that they want a quick fix. I've talked to couples that said, hey, we just need, 2 sessions. So that's 2 hours. So you're telling me for years and decades of bad habits in your life, and then you meet this person and you start a serious relationship or you get married, that 2 hours will erase those bad habits in you and in the other person to make a healthy relationship. No. It takes hard work. And literally, it takes the rest of your life to build and make your relationship and marriage stronger. There's no easy fix. See, the little things matter. So take the time to examine your relationship habits and enhance them whenever you can. It boggles my mind when couples are not willing. They're willing to work on their hobbies, their golf game, their kids, their careers, but they don't take the time to work in their relationships. They don't take time to work in their marriages. And then they ask themselves, why is my relationship or why is my marriage so crappy? See, if you have change, a few minor changes can mean the difference between your relationship thriving or failing. Thriving or failing. See, I love this last slide of an older couple holding hands closely together. And they've been through a lot, through kids, grandkids, deaths, sickness, prosperity, defeat. But they did face all those things together. They did that together. If this is what you want, that you want to spend the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years with the person that you're married to, living with, and there's some flaws and issues in your relationship or marriage, there's some things that are not right and you want to fix, contact me. Let's work together. I can't give you guarantees, but if you do what I tell you to do, I'll give you all the tips, I'll give you homework, I'll give you all these things to help improve your relationship. And if both of you are willing to do it, this is what you're going to end up doing in about 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now. Happy and still together. So I'm going to leave my website. It has all my information. I would love for you to contact me. I would love to help your relationship and marriage fix the issues and make it healthy to last a lifetime. That's my goal. And so if you really want that, I want you to contact me. We'll get a free phone call consultation and we'll go from there. If you like what I'm saying, you like the programs that I offer, that's great. We'll go ahead and we're going to start that journey. But if you don't, that's fine. But I ask that you try to find a counselor or a marriage or relationship coach to fix your issues and to make your relationship and marriage last. But again, I just want to thank you for watching this. I hope that you learned and you took some notes. But most importantly, I hope that we can talk on the phone and see if I can help you and see if I can help your relationship and marriage thrive and become healthy and to make it last. So again, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.